Howdy there, folks. How are y'all doing? My name is Reese. Welcome to another installment of our Tekkit to the Moon challenge, where I realized after editing the last couple of episodes that we have a magnet and delete mode up here. So I didn't have to go bury that sword in the ground. I could have just deleted it. None of these have gone out yet, but I'm sure I will predict at least one comment about that. If you could do me a favor, if there's not one, could you go back to that episode and leave a comment so that I look good when people get to this one and they go back and check and they're like, oh my gosh, you predicted it. What an absolutely brilliant man. This time around, we're going to be building that backpack that we talked about previously. The, what was it, the crafting pack or something along those lines. The craft pack? The project pack? I can't remember what it was called, but I remember what the recipe is. And we don't have enough leather for it. We killed a bunch of cows. We only got 5 leather, but fortunately, check out what I can do with monster brains. Hoping this works. It should have made leather. What do ya know? So we're going to throw that back in there. We're also going to turn all of this into stone because we're building a house today. And then also, I'm pretty hungry, so what I might go ahead and do is just swap that in there, and then also swap that in there. And then hopefully what happens is after this is done, it'll start cooking me up some foods, and we'll have some good grubs. And that'll be great. Looking forward to that right there. We've got some lime, stained sapling, and some light blue stained sapling. I don't know if we're really going to do anything with those. We've got a spare crafting table here that we're going to need once this whole leather operation has come to an end. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say close enough, because I think this is all we got to do. I've never built one of these before. I don't really know how it works. Do I have to wear it on my person? No, actually, I can't wear it on my person. Oh, come back here, you. I was going to click over here on the space section, but it doesn't look like I can put it there either. So I guess we just keep it in our inventory. Right-click, and yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh, it is actually a backpack too, so we can store things in it. Here's the question, though. If I go to, like, recipes and I do that, hey, what do ya know? Fantastic. Well, now we've got a crafting table with us at all times. I love that. I'm a big fan of things like that. Something else I was going to check out is whether or not we have, like, a packsaw or something along those lines, or any sort of, like, if we have an axe, right? What can we do with it? Well, we could make a quarry. That's an option. We could make any number of little mining computer bot things. We can generate obsidian, apparently, with a bucket of lava, a bucket of water, and a diamond. That's interesting. Was not aware of that. It does not look, though, like we can make a diamond packsaw, and I don't really know what else to type in there. If you know of any useful tools, though, that we can build, that'd be swell. What is this? Oh, Steve's cart. See, yeah, you type in drill and you get excited because you see something like that, and you're like, oh, yeah, baby. But no, it's just for Steve's cart. Nothing wrong with Steve's cart. It's a fine mod. People like it. People use it. I'm not opposed to it. It's just not really what I was looking for or really hoping for either. But what I have been looking forward to and hoping for is food. What is going on here? How did that happen? I really wanted that cooked up first, actually, if you could manage. Maybe when you're done with the... Ugh. Goodness me. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get to work on building. And there's probably going to be not a lot of actual episode content today. Probably going to be mostly cuts to me having built a beautiful mansion over here. I think we're going to keep the oil where it's at, and we're going to make that a feature of the house. So what I'm thinking we do is we build to that, and we kind of do like a ring around it. And then we have the edges of the house up on posts. I wasn't joking when I said I wanted this thing to be elevated. Part of me, though, is tempted to go over to the volcano and build our house over there. The only issue is it's going to take so long to get up and down from it that I think it'll just be a bit of a nightmare. We could hollow out the volcano. We could have a hollowed out volcano base. Micah and I were going to do that. Micah and I talked about doing that when we did our Tekkit. Remember, we had a Tekkit Classic Reborn series, and we contemplated having a volcano base, and he actually went and did a lot of work building like a train track to it, and then we just sort of finished the series, and we never, you know what, let's do that instead. I was going to build this sort of elevated base on the beach, but having a cool volcano house sounds even better. It's going to be mostly, like, we'll have to build a bridge over to it, and then I'll have to hollow out the inside, and we'll have to deal with the lava core. But I think for the most part, that's going to be sort of the coolest thing. That's going to be the feature that people remember about this series for years to come. This beloved follow-up to all of the previous Tekkit series I've done before. Everyone was waiting with bated breath after I dropped that sort of hint that, oh, I've never played Tekkit Classic yet. And what do you get? This is what you get. This is not at all what people were expecting, were being led to expect. And you know what? That's just a little bit of life there for you. That's just a little slice of life. So cutting this stuff down gives us basalt cobblestone, which we can build stuff out of. We can turn it back into regular basalt, or we can build basalt cobblestone wall, which is pretty cool. Regular basalt can be turned into basalt brick, which is, I think, probably the route we're going to want to go with this. And we'll have a basalt brick kind of road connecting up from maybe... I for some reason, I decided this was the front here. And I'm going to stick by that. I got to determine what the middle is, though, and without climbing all the way to the top, that's going to be a bit tricky. But it looks like we're kind of more or less in the middle right here. Kind of right there. And that suits me just fine. So this block here, maybe this one, maybe we'll do 2 wide. I mean, we know that there's going to be 1 block straight up top, and that's going to be where the lava is coming out, and that's the true center. So we want to respect that in some way. And I guess that means that right here will be the true center. Oh, Shrek, what have I done? Right here will be the true center. Dang it. See, this is what I mean. We're gonna have to cut all of this. But that feels like the true center to me. Maybe what I could do, though, is just climb to the top. Maybe I could do that instead. Then again, does it really matter? I mean, just looking at the size of this thing, do we really want to scale all the way to the top? Does it matter if the bottom of the base is dead in the center? Maybe we should just intentionally not put it right in the middle, just to make a statement, right? Like, it's offset, it's a little bit out of kilter, and that is by design. And I think that maybe that would be the better route to go down. I know we looked at the flux infused pickaxe before, but did we ever determine what was actually involved in its creation, or whether or not an induction smelter, pyrotheum dust, and fluxed electro. Oh. Look at the circular logic there. That doesn't quite pan out, does it? We got to get down to the basis of how this thing is made, right? This can't be right. Maybe the blend is where we start? The electrum... Okay, so we got to get a fluid transposer. We also have to melt down redstone. We got to put the redstone into the electrum blend. This seems very complicated. This feels like something we're not going to have built in an episode. So maybe let's just stop that dream. It's going to take so long, though, to build this by hand. Maybe I need to, like, lower my expectations and build something a little bit simpler. They've got carpenter's blocks! Oh, baby! Oh, this is fantastic! Okay, carpenter's blocks. Yes! So we can actually build this thing to spec exactly the way we want it. I am so happy because I want doors that are basalt colored. So we're going to need to go make these immediately. And also I've got, well, you know what? It's dark and scary. Let me mine up more basalt. And then what I'll do is I can take all the basalt I've mined up and we can cook it up into an actual stone. And we'll work on it from there. Oh, I found the lava. Oh, dear. Okay. And the lava is trying to find me and doing an excellent job of it. Let's put a stop to you now. So if that's where the lava's at right there... Interesting. Very interesting. That means that that's the center, potentially? Because I think there's only one lava flume in this whole place. And it's going, yeah. So if I break it here, yep, there's the lava. Okay. So this is the middle. Interesting. We were off by 1. I think what we might want to end up doing here is sort of excavating around this lava flume, because it's like right there. And then get rid of all of these, the cobblestone, and all of the basalt, and surrounding it with glass. And then we can have sort of like a see-through, a literal lava lamp is what we'll end up with right in the middle of our base, which will be really cool. And that'll be sort of the main light fixture by which we... I was struggling a bit with that. That'll be the main light source. There we go. By which we will do all of our crafting. And depending on how far down into the earth that thing goes, maybe all of our mining as well? Could be, maybe. Could be fun. The ability to fly would not go amiss here. Unfortunately, we don't have anything like Swift Wolf's Rending Gale. We do have some Potion of Swiftness, which is not at all what we want. In terms of flying, I don't really know what we have at our disposal. We've got a tuberous jet pack. I'm pretty sure that those are that'll blow you up. I don't think you actually want to You don't actually want to use that. You want to go for one of these, maybe. The leadstone jetpack allows flight when activated. Must be worn in the chest plate slot. So that's the thing. Don't we have the modular armor? Modular. I'm pretty sure we do. Unless I'm absolutely wrong. No, look. Yeah, we do. Yeah. Power armor. That's what it's called. We can add flying to that. But I remember this being a bit expensive to get into. Apparently not, though. That looks pretty cheap, actually. See, again, so much has changed since I did this. We do need an emerald. Well, we're better off finding a village, I think, to get one of those than just mining around for it. Or have we found one already? Maybe we have. I think we might have, now that I'm thinking about it. Or maybe I'm thinking of rad. This is what happens when you record two things so close to one another. But we can make power armor. And then, what is this thing called? Machine mouses? Was that what it said? I didn't actually read it. Machine... well, clearly I was wrong. Machine, what? What was it? What? Machine Mew. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm with you now. And then let's say we wanted to add flight to it. What would we need? You know what? That's right. There's not actually like a flight motor. You have to get things like, you got solar panels to power it, and then you got to stick your glider wings on there and stuff like that. I don't remember it being very much like creative flight, though. So maybe having a jetpack isn't such a bad idea, especially considering... lead is pretty cheap. That's pretty cheap. This, though, not terrible. A steam dynamo, some item ducts. We could potentially build one of these and then charge it up and go for a little flight. But flying isn't something we need at this exact moment. What we need at this exact moment is a place to live in and call home. And that's what we're working towards right now. You know, something else that would be good to have is elevators. So we could build an elevator shaft from the top of the volcano down to the depths of the new mine that we're going to have to start over there. Because we are going to start a new mine. Goodness, calm down there. I'm not here for you. I don't think we can eat cats, unfortunately. Boy, if we could, though. A whole jungle full of them just waiting to be devoured. Or maybe some sort of teleporters. I did do a search for teleporters and elevators, and I couldn't find any. But if you know of any in the pack, that'd be swell. Power, yeah, I was worried we'd get back and that would be the case. I actually put all this coal in my inventory earlier for exactly this, and then walked away and completely forgot. So, yeah, you know what? I deserve what's happened here, and I can't even be upset about it. What I can be upset about, though, is all of this cobblestone. We don't need all that cobblestone anymore. This was when I thought we were building a house on the beach, like normal people. Now, though, no. We're building a house out of... all of this stuff's got to go, too? Okay, let's do this. Let's get rid of that cobblestone. And then the basalt's going in first. So once it's done cooking up the raw beef, surely that means that the next step is going to be cooking up the basalt, ideally. Yeah, perfect. That's what we want to see. How do you speed this bad boy up? I know that's something that we've discussed, but we never actually figured it out, did we? Let's see here. If we want to speed this thing up, we'll go to thermal expansion. And there's got to be a way to do it, because you can produce more power, so theoretically you've got to be able to make faster machines. And I know you can do it in other versions of the pack in various different ways. Is it just a matter of, like, configuring it to, you should ignore redstone. Power usage 20, maximum power 20, power storage. Tutorial! The config tab requires redstone flux to operate, smelts things using redstone flux, uses very little energy to cook food, om nom nom. Excellent. Yeah, not telling me how to update it, though. The problem with these things is they've changed so much from version to version that if I just look up how to upgrade machines in, thermal expansion, I'm not going to get a very useful video guide or any kind of wiki entry, because it'll be from a newer version where everything's a little bit different. Look at this, an Invar battle wrench. What? Invar fishing rod. Invar, so we can build an Invar pickaxe if we wanted to. That's nifty. Alright, well I just read a very extensive wiki about what I think is the correct version, and nowhere in it does it mention, I just googled it. I googled the version of Tekkit and thermal expansion. Nowhere does it mention being able to upgrade these machines, which is disconcerting because I can almost certainly remember doing it. It did mention, though, something that I'd never seen or realized existed, which is a strongbox, which we're going to have to experiment with this real quick, because I did an entire series. This is the thing, right? Like, I do an entire series in a mod pack, feel pretty confident with it. You know, you close it down. You're like, all right, time to move on to the next thing. And then you come back to it years later, and strong boxes exist. And apparently a strong box lets you put items in it, and then when you break it, you keep the item? Maybe you don't break it? Maybe you can't break it. Maybe that's the secret. But I think you're supposed to be able to pick it up, maybe with a crescent hammer. Yeah, and then you got it right there. Hold shift for details. It keeps its contents. Throw it back down. This is going to make moving so much easier. I was thinking maybe we'd have to build like a bunch of backpacks, but no, we'll just make a bunch of these, and they can be upgraded. So we'll take that one, and we will surround it with... I don't know if we have any leftover Invar from before. It doesn't look as though we do. Potentially, I'm just not seeing it. What have we got up here, though? What goes into Invar? It's just iron dust. We can make more iron dust should the need arise. And we can just take existing iron. So, well, let's see. We needed, what? Two of those, and then some ferrous metal. So we'll grind those back down. And then we'll grab the ferrous metal. And that's going to create 3, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, so we're going to need more than that. But when you find the time there, could you do that? So we already had 2 Invar in that chest there. I'm going to go ahead and throw the 6 Invar blend in there, and we'll just toss that back up there to be completed. We're going to need 4. This will actually be enough to create 2 chests, so that's great. 2, 3, 4. I guess this is going to be just the regular-sized chest. Oh, it's a bit bigger. It's a whole bar bigger. If we could take it up to the reinforced one, I reckon that'll be the size of a double chest, if I had to guess. And that's going to need some pulverized obsidian and pulverized lead in an induction smelter, which we don't have at the moment. But, I don't know. A couple of trips with these might be all we need. I'm going to leave that there, though. That's not really what we came here for. What we came here for was basalt, fully cooked basalt. And then also we wanted to make some construction block things that I've forgotten the name of, like the simple child that I am. Carpenter's blocks. So carpenter's block is a bunch of sticks surrounding a plank, a little something like that there, and then you can build a door out of it. Bada bing, bada boom. Throw that door down, say right there, and then you just right-click something like your basalt into it, and boom, you got a basalt door. There's also a hammer we can build that we're going to need to build, which is going to require a little bit of iron, so I think that should be right up here. And the hammer will let us shape the door to our liking, so there's different designs. I think we just right-click on it. Yep, get a full glass one, fully sealed, get some bars going on there. Look at that, just an invisible door. I think will behave like an iron door. Okay, that's shift right-clicking. And then left-clicking, I thought, shift left-clicking, that's it. We'll take the materials out for us. Fantastic. That's everything we pretty much wanted to do there. We can put glowstone in it, I believe, and it'll glow. We don't have any glowstone. We'll have to go to the nether for that, so we might not have any of that for a while. But, pretty set to roll now. Let's take a nap. Let's not be crazy. Let's not just wander back out there in the middle of the night and be attacked by all manner of foul, evil-doing creatures. Let's take a quick nap, and then we'll head back over. I think what we're going to do first is build a bridge so that we don't have to swim. Oh, dude, no, listen. He already looked like he was angry. I need to kill you. I mean, I don't know that I need to kill you, but I feel pretty confidently that if you were dead, things would be pretty good for me. Where'd he go? Come here. Come here. Stop running away. What? What is your deal? What? Come here. Come here, let's go. Me and you right here. Come here, stop it. Just come here. Stop. Come fight me. This is ridiculous. What are you doing? You're the worst Enderman. Why are the Endermen so bad here? Do you just know? Do you just know looking at me that this isn't going to go the way that you think it? Forget it. Just forget it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the effort. Okay, so I reckon we're going to want to build a whole bunch of basalt bricks. And that's going to be our prime building material. That's going to be the floor here. So I dug everything a little bit deeper than I intended it to actually be, so that we could come back and add the flooring. And we might need to hollow out under the floor later to build the basement, but actually just to get more basalt. I don't think we'll basalt brick the walls just yet, though that might be a project for later. One thing I did mean to get and did not is some glass, so we could do some experiments here. But this is the center, correct? Yes, indeed. Wow, that was a whole stack already. Well, let's build our bridge. I didn't want our bridge to touch the water or be in the water. I wanted it to be above the water. Like that. I kind of thought it'd be nice if it was just a tick above those so we could sail under it. Is that a little too grandiose, though, for what we're doing here? Is that going to be too much effort at the end? I don't think so. I think it might be worth it. So let's give it a try. We'll break this out. And what we can do is we can have stairs under it. So, oh, yeah, that's right. Even if we can't make stairs out of this stuff, which I would wager to think we can't. Oh, well, what we can do is we can build stairs with these. And, hello? What? What? Just, am I missing a trick here? What? Do I have to actually put the items in the backpack? What's happening? Apparently, yes. Why? This isn't as nice as I thought it was gonna be. Now it's just a little bit annoying. We'll deal. We'll deal for now, but let's extend this out, and then we're gonna hover over the edge. I guess this will be 3 wide, a 3 wide bridge. What? Why? Why have you done this to me? Can't you see I'm trying to make a YouTube, and you're being complicated? And then we just right-click those in there, and oh my gosh, it's lovely. It's perfect. It's everything we ever wanted. Oh, all I ever wanted was to see you smiling, smiling, smiling. There we go. Got our bridge. Nice and simple. Nothing too complicated here. We are almost out of basalt again. And we've not even finished our bridge. We've only just made it to land. So we're definitely out of stairs. Did not bring enough materials to make... Well, hold on. Convert all of that into that, and all of that into that, and all of that into that, and then we open up this bizarre thing again, and we put all of these things in here, and then we draw the recipe out, and then there we go, and then clear the recipe. It's a bit of getting used to, I guess, but we'll manage. How many steps do we want? Maybe like 12? What am I doing? There we go. And then that'll just come right down. Like that. Oh, yeah, okay. And there we go. Bridge. Just make some more. We're going to need to make the bridge. It looks a bit silly right now, so I think that what we'll probably end up having to do is widen it a little bit, so it looks a little bit less utterly ridiculous, you know. And I think that's probably all we need to do. You can right-click with the hammer to try to reposition them to some degree, but also it's a bit finicky in that I'm not sure what directions it's taking from me right now. So maybe just don't completely count on the hammer working the way you would expect it to. Okay, we're going to need to extract a wee bit more material out of all this. So I know I've got some more cooking up back at the base that I can go get. But I want to be able to bring at least a stack or two back with me to get cooking up in the meantime. You know what? Something I just thought about, since we're building inside of a volcano, is we can get rid of the lava source at the top, and we can kind of clear out the basin a bit, and we can launch our rocket from the inside of the volcano. Oh, how slick is that going to look? Don't forget that that's the ultimate end goal, is we've got to launch a rocket out of here. We got to go to the moon. And then once we're on the moon, that's it, we're done. We're not building a base there. We're not building a satellite. We're going to the moon, and that's it. And then we can send everyone over to patreon.com/howdyfolks or support.howdyfolks.net. That should work. Like, that should send you to the right place. Support.howdyfolks.net. Possibly. You know, if it's working the way it's supposed to. What happens if you do that? Absolutely not a gosh darn thing. Squeeze me. Woo, boy. Oh, dear. Okay. Okay, lots of enemy. Not good. Not good. Need to run and hide. Okay, lots of safe. We're not safe. There is still just a hole into the mines where monsters spawn in droves. So we're not safe here. We need to stop pretending like we are. We're safer here than in a lot of places. How are we doing in the basalt situation? Not great. Keep it up, please. I've brought lots more for you. That is the cooked stuff. Don't cook that up. But all of this, yeah, that's also cooked. I think I've accidentally put regular basalt in here by mistake. Fortunately, I think we're fine. I think I got it all out of there. So that's good. That'll cook up. That's all out of coal. That is not doing too hot right now. So I guess what I'm going to have to do is detour briefly to go mine some coal. Seems a bit vanilla, but, you know, seems a bit old school. But, you know, whatever's got to be done to keep the place running. All right, well, in many ways I went above and beyond, and in many ways I went well below the target goal of getting... I wanted to get, like, 2 stacks of coal. I think I got maybe 40... I got 64 coal, right on the money. How about that? But I also got a bit distracted getting things that we didn't necessarily need, like rubies and lapis and Certus quartz, and not emerald and... Okay, that's happening above us. No need to panic. Guess we can go ahead and throw all of that in there, except for the aluminum. Get that aluminum out of there. It's just going to throw a whole monkey wrench in the plan. Let's not play around with that. Let's throw that wherever it belongs. Does it belong in here? It belongs in here. All right. So I thought all of this might be cooked up by now, but I see that that's not the case. It's not like it ran out of power. Like this thing was full. Well, nah, that's an exaggeration. Food though? Food though. Good, because I got real hungry down there. It wasn't a good time. Let's go continue work on our beloved bridge. Hiding in a little hole. Whoa! It was not close enough for him to blow up. They're slowly whittling this hole out, though. They're getting closer and closer to actually, like, penetrating my house with this thing. Which is, little do they know, not going to benefit them. Because in moments mere, I will be moving out. I want the world to know. See, this is beautiful. This is a thing of beauty right back here, what we have done. So we'll just get a lot more basalt brick, and we'll keep it going. You know what we could do is we could turn this into like a skull face, and we can have glowing red eyes up there, and then this is the gaping mouth we crawl through to get into the fortress. It sounds a bit cheesy, but at the same time, I think I'm into it. I kind of like that idea a lot. I do believe that I accidentally left all of my carpenter's blocks here when I drained my inventory earlier. Apparently I didn't have that many, though. Oh, you know what? Aha, yes, of course. Well, while I'm here, I also need glass, so I know we had some of that cooking up. Bricks, apparently, was something we were cooking up, and silver, but what about... Okay, 10 glass is a start. And I think that might have been all the sand that we had on our person at the time, but we've since gotten quite a bit more, so we will have that cooking up while we're gone. Is the rest of the basalt done yet? Another 60? Okay, it's still going. That's fine. I know the bridge looks really goofy right now, but it will not look goofy when we are finished with it. I've got many more plans for it. We're going to make it look like a good, proper bridge. There's going to be some supports underneath it here in the middle. And there's going to be some railing. This isn't Star Wars. We're not going to have just some railingless bridges like maniacs. Let's go ahead and test the glass, though, because one of the things I'm curious about is whether or not it has connected textures. I don't know. It does not, so that's going to look just absolutely awful if that's what we're working with. Yeah, that's terrible, and also a waste of glass what we've just done there. I guess for right now, because we need some light in here, it won't hurt if we go ahead and place these down. What else are we going to do with these pieces of glass? Unless they're required for the recipe to make better glass. And when I say better glass, I need you to understand, I don't know what we're using yet. I did look at glass earlier to see what our options were, and there's a ton of glass, all right? Trust me, there is a ton of it. There's stained glasses, there's quartz glass, which I remember having a connected texture and might be explosion resistant, though I could be wrong on that. And that's just a bit of quartz and glass, and that's pretty basic. We've gotten some quartz, we found it underground. Hardened glass is definitely explosion resistant. I know that definitively. You mix in some obsidian, it's a bit of a process, and I don't really think it's necessary for what we're doing down here. Thickened glass, I don't know about. You just combine glass with sand, and then you cook... What? I'm sorry, what? Hold on. Vibrant quartz glass. So you take quartz glass, you add glowstone, it glows... It's a thing. We could do that, I guess, but there's lava behind the glass, so do we really need it to glow? One does not think so. Edged glass, I don't know. Dark glass sort of defeats the whole purpose. And then there's just a ton of glass panes, none of which are going to really particularly help us. So I'm thinking quartz glass might be the route to go. So it's regular glass. So yeah, we did waste glass just now, and then some quartz. And... I guess we better go get that now, because that's sort of the next stage of this. The other thing I was going to look at is, I know that we could build with the basalt cobblestone. Some cobblestone wall, but that's not really going to look real good alongside the basalt brick. So what I was thinking is, I think there is a recipe, and I can't remember exactly what it is, but there is a recipe to build fencing. Okay, that's a carpenter's gate. How do you build a carpenter's fence? Let's see, fence. Oh, you know what? It's a barrier. Yeah, I remember that nonsense. All right. So basically, we had it. Carpenter's barrier, and then we can put carpenter's or basalt bricks into it if we wanted to. That's 1 brick per carpenter's barrier, as opposed to just grabbing straight up basalt. Nah, it's the same thing. It's 1 to 1. All right, then we'll do that. Let me see if I can remember that recipe off the top of my head. We'll make 2 of them, because that's apparently what we have the resources for. This thing is a bit of a nightmare to build in. I just want to throw that out there. I can kind of see where they're coming from with some of these design decisions, but for the most part, it's just a real nightmare. But, so now we want to grab and then do that. And then we can also fill these with light later if we wanted to. And we can have them glow. But there's that. And like so, I guess all the way down. I kind of wonder if maybe we shouldn't find something brighter, though. Because, like, yeah, you see here with this, it's just a little dark. And I don't want to use iron because that's going to be a ridiculously expensive barrier. But something more iron-colored. Or maybe we just contrast it with white. Maybe we get some marble or something and put it in there, assuming marble exists. That could be an option, too. There's no real reason for us to be hasty right now in choosing our material. We could just put up the barriers for the time being, and we can worry about getting the specific materials later, or experimenting with them later. I don't know. I kind of feel like it should be darker, though. Something on the darker side, because that's sort of the vibe we're going with. Maybe not cobblestone, maybe just regular stone? That could look interesting. Maybe we'll try that. So marble is a thing. It's from Project Red Exploration. It's strange that we haven't found any yet. You know, with all of the digging I've been doing. Maybe it only appears in certain biomes. I guess could be a possibility. Also, how long have I had these on me and not been wearing them? Hello. Then again, I have been doing a lot of digging without looking for marble, so maybe I have come across it and not noticed. Maybe we should give it a try, because having sort of the dynamic black and white contrast, that sharp contrast, might be a good look. And I like marble. Okay, well, I just had another fantastic adventure in the depths of the Underearth to keep that going, so we can keep things like this going. Just keep going. It's all beautiful. Now, I forgot what I was doing? Oh, glass. That's what we were doing. We were building glass, yeah. Quartz. Oh, I went down there looking for marble. Yeah, I didn't find any still. Wool is an option. We need an awful lot of wool, though. So we've got Certus quartz right there. That's the big stuff. That's what we're looking for. The alternative is we could also go to the nether and get just nether quartz and use that instead. But again, that's the situation of having to go to the nether, which we're not gonna do. We cooked up more glass? I know we did. What did I do with it? Did it never get cooked up? Oh, it's all in my inventory. What am I? I've been recording for a while now, and I don't feel like I made it as far as I thought I was going to make it. So the thing is, though, when I started this... Oh, it's got to be the dust. We'll make some dust then. I'm assuming that's how you do it. When I started this, I thought I was building a much simpler house. I didn't realize it was going to become what it is now. I think with quartz glass, you can, connect to textures, and then I think you can break it. Yeah, it doesn't shatter, so infinitely better. Infinitely better. You are needing to go in there immediately, because I need that right now. Never did figure out. Maybe you can comment down below if you know. No pressure, though, if you don't, how to speed these sorts of things up. I'm not entirely convinced you can in this version. Like, I genuinely don't think... I can't find any information on it, so we might just have to get down to a situation where we build multiple redstone furnaces, and they're not expensive, so we could do that. And maybe we can have one of them automated. So certain things, gold... Well, not even gold. We need to keep gold as a powder, because sometimes you need to make electrum. But definitely tin and copper, because you combine those after the fact. We can have those automatically smelted and not worry about it. So we could build maybe some sort of a sorting system as well, So, you put them in there, and things that can be automatically sorted can go into like the automated furnace, and the ones that can't can go into just like a regular like pulverizer and then back out, and things like that. These are the ideas that I'm having, and maybe build an induction smelter at some point so we can combine items. That would work too. But as of right now, I'm just talking and saying words, and they're going out there and they're filling the void. But what we really need to focus on is not filling the void, but rather filling the void in our hearts. It's not an audible void. It's a quiet void that screams out internally. And oh my gosh, squids! Completely forgot we could get ink. We could create darkened glass if we wanted to. We're not going to though. Still like the idea of having this be a giant skull. Like I'm really leaning into that. We don't have enough glass. I didn't anticipate how tall this had to be. It's okay. For right now, we'll put down maybe 1, 2, 3. There we go. Pick that up before it melts. Should we go ahead and just complete the first here? And then we'll do these spots too. That was a mistake. Although, maybe we should do it like that. And then have it be connected on the corners too. But obviously not right now because we don't have the materials for that. But later. Ooh, Shrek. We're going to need to put some finished basalt under there. So pull some out and... because that's going to look ridiculous otherwise. Going to be a bit of a delicate act here. Oof. There we go. That's sort of what we're leaning toward right now. Eventually, I guess what we'd want is for this to go all the way from the top all the way down to the bottom and have just like a straight shot of glass and lava. And I'm really liking the idea of that. I think that would be cool. So we're going to need more quartz, though. I haven't been specifically trying to find quartz. And honestly, we don't find a lot of it. We found quite a bit of it, but we don't find a lot of it. So we might need to just go to the nether. And while we're there, we'll collect some nether quartz, we'll collect some glowstone, and then we can, have our base here. So I guess we'll do that next time. Thank you folks for watching. I'm closing it now. I know we didn't get all that far. We didn't even move stuff over yet, but I've been recording for an obscene amount of time. I've spent a lot of time underground digging, like you wouldn't believe. So thank you folks for watching. God bless you. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!